In the previous video, we learned how to install a Cocoa pod and integrate it into our project. However, now we want to actually implement this third-party library and start working with the code. In this video, we're going to first have a look through the XC workspace structure and see what's changed. Then, we're going to look at how we can include a Swift module from a pod. And finally, we're going to use the SDWebImage functionality to include it in our project. In the previous video, we created a pod file and installed our first pod. However, we're not yet currently using it in our code. Let's take a quick look at where we want to implement this. So let's go to our workspace. And as you can see straight away, we have a new structure within the project. That is that we have this additional project called pods within our main XC workspace. And we have a folder called pods within the Dreamseeker project. We will not be delving too deeply into this at the moment, but suffice to say that this folder contains a reference to the configuration files that work with each of our targets and configurations, to include the correct frameworks and to link to the correct paths. So let's go to our main source folder and take a look at the Dream Table View controller class. In here, we're going to use the jump bar to move to the table view cell for item at index path. And in here, we are using the information provided to us by our Dream model to present the different dreams. For now, the most important part is that we're displaying the image within the cell. There's a lot of code that we are using here, and this could be better handled by our new framework. So how do we do this? Since this is a well-established pod, and we have opted to use Swift frameworks, we're able to work with the power of Swift to simply import the SDWebImage module. So let's go back to the top quickly. And we can do this by typing import SDWebImage. As you can see, Xcode begins to autocomplete this for us. Now, when we go back to the code in the cell for item at index path method, and above the section of code used for downloading the image, we type cell.dreamimageview.sd_. Here, we're given a lot of different options relating to the SDWebImage framework. The one we want to use, however, is SD_setImageWithURL, and we can provide the URL that we created in the above if-let statement. And now we can delete all of this code below. So let's build it and run it. And great, we have all of our images loading in from the URLs we supplied. So in this video, we've added SDWebImage as a third-party library into our project and lazy loaded images into our image views. And that brings us to the end of this section. In summary, we've initially reviewed our project code. Then, we've installed Cocoa pods on our system. We've discovered how to research different pods and how to integrate them into our project. And finally, we use the code from a third-party library within our codebase. In the next section, we're going to start working with animations to really bring our application to life.